In my last reading, I was having some trouble with one card, the Four of Cups, and I asked for clarity and received some clarity in the past couple days with it. The Four of Cups is basically like settling. It's like a small cloud, and okay, it can be nature. The baby cloud, I was talking about the black elk prophecy of the 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 way I see black elk prophecy is black elk um, is reincarnated in 4 generations. That's the way I see it. I see black elk as a reincarnation interpretation, and so the beginning, the first and second incarnations are while the clouds are still babies. He writes about that. Well, the clouds still have baby faces, and these are like real gentle clouds, and they're not angry. They're not destructive. They're not in their full maturity. Whereas in climate change, the in climate change, the clouds are going to be very destructive, and the clouds also represent not. It can be taken metaphorically as the atmosphere. They don't exactly have to be clouds. You can take it as the atmosphere. So a lot of CO2 in the atmosphere would be a bad thing, a very destructive thing, and that's what's coming in climate change. So the clouds, it's kind of weirdly coincidental, and I don't believe in coincidences, but that the tarot cards include the swords, the suit of swords, which is law. The swords represent law. So the swords, especially the Queen of Swords, has huge thunderclouds in the background. And if you want to, the Three of Swords, it's straight through the heart, and pouring rain, which is catastrophe, and so this is basically a betrayal of the human spirit. This is a betrayal of the human heart, by humanity, and a betrayal of our own planet and our own lives. So the swords are weirdly coincidental. I would say Jung would call it synchronicity, that they were designed a long time ago, and that they foresaw climate change, and the Queen of Swords, the swords meaning law, that the climate operates from the principles of law. There's no mercy. There's no forgiveness. There's no, the idea. Christ said that mercy at some point gives way to justice, and justice is the law. So the swords are law, and so if I would say the most important situation right now on Earth is the climate. It's way more important than any of the nations and their own set of laws, which are mostly corrupt, and the nations in their petty squabbles with other nations. These are ideas that are pitifully pointless. It's sad in their misalignment with the planet, that the nations, in all of their wisdom, are playing the role of God. That they think there's no laws above them, or they think that they're doing God's law, and the laws. They think that they're so important that they don't even think that humans should live on Earth, and this is the way most religions have thought about it. That Earth is some awful place to live. It's some shithole, and when and actually it is the truth that when people have signed up to come to Earth from the higher levels, they get here and they completely lose their connection with the divine, and they have no idea how to live on Earth, and it's a panic to them. They go straight into a panic and start looking around like, what do I do now? There's no food. How do I live on Earth? I'm naked. I'm exposed. What am I going to have to do, to live on Earth? And so humans get here and they look around and see how the animals are doing, and they start living like animals. They become carnivores. And, science in the past 50 years has proven that humans don't need to eat meat, that humans are not carnivores, and they don't need to support themselves now on a meat diet, that science has practically learned everything there is to know about living on Earth, and it's quite well known for humans how to have an easier time living on Earth without pain. And I would say one of the first ways to do it is a whole food plant-based diet where you don't get all of the chronic diseases that you get when you eat meat. So these are ideas now that science has solved to help humans live on this planet in a beautiful way. And who are who are you to say that humans aren't meant to live on Earth? This is, in my opinion, incorrect idea. This is an old way of thinking, and the religions obviously have thought that way because it is such a difficult place to figure out how to live on Earth. And so, and I would say that it's bloody, and humans that think that they have to kill stuff for a living and go to war with other humans. This is an incorrect way, and this is the dawning of humanity to get themselves out of this pain and be able to align themselves with the planet. And so the clouds, climate change is a big wake-up call, and this is the most important time of Earth where humanity is at the decision point where they can either go straight ahead, drill, baby, drill in their oil-driven climate, in their oil-driven economy, and that rolls right over the climate, or to decide to align themselves with the climate. And this is the Four of Cups basically is the person, it's basically me, who is a boy. I'm not a king. I'm not of anybody of any importance. I'm basically a nobody who is seen as a boy. Not the boys. Nobody takes them seriously very much. They don't know very much. They haven't learned the ways of the world. They haven't learned who to give their allegiance to. They haven't learned all of the I want to say sucking up to the authoritarians. They haven't learned like who are the authoritarians that they have to suck up to on earth. So this boy is basically not buying it. He's saying, look, this is bullshit. What you're giving me is basically a small cloud that basically is saying that don't worry about the climate. Don't worry about things on Earth. It's all going to be okay. This is like some small, it's like a bribe almost. It's like a bribe to accept you into the worldly societies, which if you drink of that cup, then you will be participating in climate change. That cloud represents your participation in your individual participation in changing the climate. And this is a responsibility. This is a test. This is basically a test that all people have to take. Which side are you on? Are you on the side of the clouds, or are you on the side of human experience, which is represented by cups? If you're on the side of this is a bribe, basically, a bribe by the house of cups, the kingdom of the king and queen of cups, which basically they're manifesting experiences that you must go through. And this boy is saying, look, I'm not buying it. This is bullshit. I'm not giving up my values. And so that's the way I interpret the Four of Cups. And if you're in alignment with the planet, then you're in alignment with the swords. The swords are the cards of law, which is what we need to be focused on right now, because this is it's not about experience. It's not about the spiritual experience, and it's not about the pentacles, which are it's not about spirituality, and it's not about experience. It's about law. And the only suit that is aligned with the planet are the swords. So yeah, you're going to have to go through some shit to align yourself with the planet, because everybody else is not on the same page. Most people are looking for an experience. A lot of people are looking for a spiritual experience. The clubs are looking for an emotional experience. So these these rulers. Are you ruled by the emotions? Those are the clubs. Are you ruled by the cups? Those are the experiences. Are you ruled by the spirituality? That's the pentacles. And the King of Pentacles, by the way, I was taught is the Dark King. And the Dark King uses love as a weapon. So if you're following the path of love as opposed to fear, then the King of Pentacles says, yeah, okay, I can give you all of your material wealth, but watch out, because under his robe is under his foot is a demon, and his foot is covered in armor. That means he's wearing a suit of armor under his cloak. He gets what he wants by manipulating the dark forces. He controls. He gets the dark forces to go out there and do his dirty work for him through coercion, and that's what's going on these days in high circles. There's coercion through force and coercion under the guise of spirituality. So be careful with that. I would say that the best path right now is the swords. Stay with the law, because God, the planet runs by laws, your body runs by laws, and to be comfortable on this planet, you need to align yourself with the laws. And when you align yourself with the laws, you align yourself with God. And those clouds on the in the royalty of the swords, that's climate. That's the climate. That's the atmosphere. That's one of the most powerful. I would say the most powerful force on Earth that rules above all of the kingdoms, the nations, and it's the force of air. If you take the four elements, which is earth, wind, fire, and water, then I would say that air, maybe I would say the air is the most powerful force on earth, that we all live under the atmosphere, that it's even more powerful than any kind of a fire element that the nations can muster in terms of war. You know, the air elements. The air elements are going to rule over the fire elements of Earth, and the human's point of view is that humans have learned to control fire. The fire elements are off the planet. They're the sun, the stars. These are the real fire elements, but humans, in all of their wisdom, have learned to control the fire element on Earth, and this is going to be their undoing. And when they put their fire element, which is basically a war with the planet, when they use the fire element, which is, the combustion engine of automobiles, which is spewing out CO2, this is the fire element. the melting of steel, the melting of metals. This is the fire element. When they use all of these advanced so-called civilization, which runs on oil-based, oil-driven society, which is the fire element, burning oil, when they're using the fire to make themselves appear as if they were gods, then the air is going to wipe them out. The climate is going to wipe them out, and so it comes. The air is the law. Basically, the laws of Earth, and the rightful place for the fire is off the planet, is the sun, is the stars. So humans basically don't have a right to use the fire element on Earth. The forces of life represented by the star card are the star. The star card is basically says the feminine energies represent life on Earth. The life force is a feminine energy, and the feminine controls the water elements and the earth elements. So this is protected by the air, the atmosphere. It gives us a insulating blanket around our planet, which gives us life on Earth. And the fire element has to be carefully controlled, because it's too powerful. It's a masculine energy that's too powerful. The star card shows the feminine, divine feminine element is the life force on Earth, and you don't see a male there. The male is represented by the atmosphere and the star, the sun. Our sun is a star, and so the Navajos and the Hopis believe Mother Earth, Father Sky. So this is the idea of the masculine forces, or the air and the sun, star, fire elements, and the earth. The feminine elements are the water and earth, soil elements. So this is the air. The air is the law, and this is represented in the tarot as the swords. Swords represent law, and so the little Four of Cups that comes in a cloud. This is like a little experience that is offered to us by something which is considered normal. Don't worry about it. This is like a little, this is where you cross the line. This is where you sell out your planet for a small experience. And it's given to you by a cloud, and the black elk experience. There was a bird in a tree that told them that the clouds all over are one-sided, and so what that means is that there is no powerful force greater than the clouds, that the clouds are one-sided, that any war with the clouds will always be one-sided. So when you cross the line and you're about to kill something on Earth, like in this case, black elk was 5 years old, and he was about to shoot an arrow at a songbird. The songbird said to him, basically told him that the clouds protect me. If you shoot me indiscriminately for target practice, like the way boys do when they're first learning to hunt, then if you kill me indiscriminately for nothing more than target practice, you're entering into a contract against the clouds, and there's going to be repercussions. And it may seem like a small act in the beginning, but if everybody does it, then it's going to turn out to be a pretty big deal. And that's what's going on with climate change. And in my opinion, the only way to stop climate change is that we all need to individually choose to align ourselves back with the planet again, and that would be choosing a whole food, plant-based diet. According to science, that conceivably, if everybody on Earth made the individual choice conceivably overnight to choose a whole food, plant-based diet, then climate change would be stopped in its tracks. And this is basically, I think it's the only way that humans are going to save their planet and themselves. And, it's whole food, plant-based diet is pretty good deal. I would say, personally, I've been a vegan for 5 years, and I would say it's better than any meat diet ever was, and I feel great with it. It's such a relief not to worry about killing animals and all of the disease that goes along with it.